Welcome back to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau, our mentoring expert. We're going to hear from some of our sponsors, but please stay with us. This is the Mentoring Minute on the Educational AD Podcast. We want to welcome our newest sponsor, Final Forms, to the podcast and the Mentoring Minute. Final Forms is the industry leader in athletic registration. But you got to know this, Final Forms is more than registration. Final Forms is a team, it's technology, and it's a service for schools in the areas of compliance, communication, and risk management solutions. Final Forms also helps with mobile accessibility, reminders for parents about policies, about physicals, and about forms for student athletes. For coaches, Final Forms helps with team communication, with attendance and certification management. And for ADs, it can help with eligibility, rosters, and any kind of report that you might have. It's time for you to talk with a team that's walked in your shoes. Take the next steps to find out what Final Forms can do for you by going to finalforms.com/Jake for more information. Once again, go to finalforms.com/Jake for more information on how to get started. Final Forms, hey, thanks for sponsoring the Mentoring Minute and the Educational AD Podcast. We also want to thank Huddle for their support. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. Over 180,000 teams, including some of the best in the world, are using Huddle to help their athletes play better using video and analytics. Huddle's the complete performance platform. They have online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras like the Huddle Focus. Of course, there's analytics and a whole lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play, from club and youth teams all the way through high schools and colleges, and even the pros are using Huddle to help their teams play at their best. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and the coaches of the college and university teams you're trying to get to recruit your kids. If you want to find out more about what Huddle can do for you and how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. We also want to thank Violet Defense. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience you need. Go to violetdefense.com for more information about this great product. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year, while also creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com for more information. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. We also want to thank Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they are on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen video consoles, along with an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history, along with your proudest moments, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Or learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 614-981-3589, or you can email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales at vitalsignswalloffame.com. And we want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for sponsoring the AD Toolbox segment of our regular interviews. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your entire athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also connects you with the 95% of the players and the parents who really love your program, and it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. If you've never taken the pulse of your parents or your student athletes with a survey, you're really missing out. Go to Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack and let them show you how to take your athletic program from good to great. And we want to thank Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can find out more about what Hometown Ticketing can do for you and your program by going to hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing. Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. Every Tuesday, Dan shares his wisdom on a variety of topics as part of the Educational AD podcast. This is March 22nd, episode 24. Dan, what do you have for us today?
Well, Jake, we're coming down towards the end, and I want to talk a little bit today about the end of the season awards, let's call it ceremonies, coming up. And as you know, as an athletic director, we are in the third season, which means you're out on Saturdays with track, you're out baseball, softball, and all kinds of things that are going to go on, and your hours are very long. And I want to give a tip on how to at least take your awards nights and consolidate them into one night that will be kind of like a cultural event for your season. And I have to mention, I got this idea from Mentoring Minutes episode number 5, when I had the preseason parent meeting and everybody come in all together. And I want to explain how that transformed into the end of the season award ceremony. So after the break, let's talk about how to do that.
Yeah. Again, you and I were talking a little bit before we started recording about this topic, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. So it's not a right or wrong thing. It's just how you choose to do it. And I know you've got some good ideas to share, but I want to hammer home that point that these awards programs, they can be great events for the entire school, the entire department, and not just a laser focus on an individual team going off and doing their own thing. So I'm excited to hear about some of your suggestions. Again, for our listeners, this is the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with some more. Please stay with us. We want to thank Sideline Interactive for their support of the Mentoring Minute. It's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year, while also creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com for more information. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com, and find out exactly what these fantastic products can do for you and your program. We're back with Dan Comeau and the Mentoring Minute. Dan, you were going to share some ideas on how to handle season-ending awards programs. What do you got for us?
Well, Jake, as we spoke earlier, your hours are very long when it comes to an AD, especially in the spring. But as things are ending, let's talk about we'll use winter sports for an example. Pick a date that after everything's over, like right now, everything has pretty much ended. Pick a date soon, and find a spot. And there is no great date because somebody cannot make it because of something. But you try to find the least obtrusive date you can find. Get a setting like a cafeteria or a large venue with satellite areas. And again, I picked this out of Mentoring Minute episode 5 when I talked about preseason parent meeting, bringing everybody together. This is an opportunity where all teams can gather, and parents also. And it kind of puts a finishing touch on your preseason parent meeting. Everybody comes together again as a family, as a seasonal family, and have it light a spread. You can have drinks, cookies, cupcakes, brownies as people enter the cafeteria or whatever venue you pick. Something easy for you to clean up because you don't want to be out there all night long. And as everybody gathers, you talk about the overview of the season, how things went, and talk about each specific sport, maybe an anecdote like, the soccer teams played in 30-degree weather while it was raining, something amusing that'll bring up some memories for each and every team that you talk about. Always have a statement from the principal. The principal will be there, and that shows a support from the administration. And then acknowledge your seniors from each sport. Give them some type of trinket or something. We used to give them a medal as they ended their career, and acknowledge them as being a senior standout in athletics. Try to keep your speech and that whole thing to less than an hour because you don't want to overkill it. And then your teams can have a breakout session and go into individual satellite areas and have their individual team celebration. They can have some more food, it doesn't matter, but then they can do their awards. And if you reference last week's Mentoring Minute, you talk about the history of the sport. If you have those records, talk about the history of the sport. How did it start? Where did it grow? Where have we come? Where do we want to go as a team and the goals going forward? And again, that kind of incorporates last week's Mentoring Minute, this week's Mentoring Minute to establish a program, not just a team. And that way you bring together the culture and the morale of the team as well as the school.
Boy, I can't emphasize enough how much I endorse and recommend those satellite breakout sessions. Have your main session about an hour. As you said, keep those comments, pointed and precise. We're not trying to rush people out the door, but, we're trying to make it meaningful. And then give them their own opportunity in their own venue. Maybe you send some kids to the dining hall, maybe you send some kids to the auditorium, or maybe you got a big classroom, but you send all those students and those parents there, and they have that opportunity to go into those details and those sport-specific, season-specific stories that you just don't have time to cover in the main venue. Great stuff. Okay. Dan, as always, if one of our listeners wants to reach out and find out more, pick your brain a little bit, how do they get in touch with you?
They can email me at dcomeau19@comcast.net.
Okay. Again, we want to remind our listeners, Dan does this every single Tuesday, and all of our recordings are uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel, so you can watch them as well as listen. Come back next Tuesday for some more wisdom from Dan Comeau, and come back just about every day for something on the Educational AD Podcast. Have a great day, and thanks again for listening. Once again, we appreciate everybody tuning in for the Mentoring Minute, and we want to thank our sponsors, Final Forms, Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack, Wall of Fame by Vital Signs, Hometown Ticketing, Huddle, Violent Defense, and Sideline Interactive. Please check out our sponsors. They provide tremendous products and great customer service. We recommend them highly. Thanks again for listening to the Mentoring Minute.